What's going on, you guys? Stupid Console Gamer here again, and welcome back to another video. This time being on the entire overview, or just covering the highlights of what's happened at this year's Microsoft E3 2019 press conference. And let me just say right off the bat, in my opinion, man, how can I put this nicely about Microsoft's press conference this year? It was a bit disappointing. I mean, really, overall, it was just games that we knew that was going to come out later in the year. And although I will say that there were a few surprises in this press conference that did catch me off guard. I will discuss those later in the video, those surprises. But, man, there was no gameplay whatsoever from the first party games that were shown off, like Gears 5 and Halo Infinite, which, I mean, I feel like they should have done that. They should have just showed us what the gameplay mechanics of both those games look like. And yeah, just in general, I don't know how I feel about this year's press conference. It was massively disappointing. But anyways, I'll be covering some of the things that Microsoft has shown throughout the whole press conference. Some really good, and then some really, like I said before, just disappointing. But anyways, let's get started with this. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm just going to get this out of the way. They showed off Halo Infinite at the very end of the press conference, and also in between that, they were revealing lots of things. Well, not many things, but they were talking about how powerful the new Xbox console was going to be, the next generation Xbox console that was going to utilize Navi technology and AMD, pretty much the same things that PS5 is going to do, nothing really new. I mean, no load screens and stuff like that. So they were pretty much just discussing in small details about that, and that guy at the end, he was like, oh yeah, this console's going to eat other consoles for breakfast. It eats monsters or something like that. Some dumb shit. But anyways, yeah, and during that whole segment of talking about Project Scarlet, they were also showing off some CGI, what they say is in-game footage of Halo Infinite, which I'm a little excited for. Not too much, but I have to see some gameplay. They didn't show any of that whatsoever within this conference. But we do know that Project Scarlet and Halo Infinite are both coming out in the 2020 holiday season, which is a great way to start off the next generation. I mean, if you guys remember back in E3 2013, wow. How could any of you guys forget that, though? That PR disaster that was the Xbox One. It still is, in my opinion. I mean, man, Microsoft did not have it easy this generation. But hopefully they'll turn around once the next generation of Xbox consoles, being Project Scarlet, comes out in the holiday season, and Halo Infinite coming out with it. Hopefully they'll change Microsoft's situation around a little bit. I actually want to see Microsoft succeed, but in this case, I don't know how I feel about the future of Xbox, especially with the route they're going. I mean, I just hope they're going to do well in the future. I don't know. We'll have to see. So with news about Halo Infinite and Project Scarlet out of the way, I can finally discuss the most important thing that's happened during this conference, which I honestly think is probably the only good thing that's come out of this whole entire Microsoft conference, was the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 being revealed, alongside with Keanu Reeves announcing to the whole world watching the conference, saying that he's involved in the game, or when CD Projekt Red kind of approached him to be involved within that game, and announcing the release date being April 16th, 2020. Definitely copying this game day one. Probably getting the collector's edition, but you know, your boy's broke, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I already dropped like $215 on the fucking collector's edition for Death Stranding, which I'm also very hyped for. Can't wait for that game. But we'll see. I can't wait to get my hands on Cyberpunk 2077. and see what CD Projekt Red has been working up on under their sleeves the past few years developing this game. So I can't wait for it, and good job on Microsoft for that, just going all out with that announcement. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to Double Fine Productions. So Double Fine Productions, if you guys don't know who they are, they're the ones that made Psychonauts and Broken Age and that awesome Jack Black video game, Brutal Legend, which is good shit. Microsoft acquired Double Fine Productions to join them in the Xbox Game Studios company, which I'd say that's pretty good. But, you know, with Microsoft acquiring all these studios, what are they going to do with them? I mean, they're not really making many exclusive games that I'm interested in, but, you know, I guess we'll have to see in the future with the next generation being Project Scarlet. Hopefully, with all these studios that Microsoft's acquiring, they can actually make really good IP exclusives that can challenge Sony's. So, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, in the future, maybe they'll do something with those studios. Moving away from that Double Fine Productions acquisition, Gears 5 is now being released on, let's see here, September 10th, 2019, this year. So that's happening. But then again, no gameplay was shown about Gears 5, just a bunch of CGI trailers. And alongside with that, they also said something about the new Xbox Elite series of controllers getting revamped, getting an update, or as what they call it, a Series 2 of the Elite controllers, having refined and retuned controls and accuracy on some of the specs on the controller, even having a rechargeable battery, which is huge, but I can surely expect that Microsoft's going to raise the price up the ass for this Elite controller. So, not excited, but I guess that's cool. I mean, maybe I'll get it in the future. And with those announcements of the new controller, they also announced that Phantasy Star Online 2 is finally coming to the West, which is huge news. I mean, wow. Like, the last news I heard about Phantasy Star Online 2 was back in 2012, 2013, and that's probably the last time I've heard about it until now. You know, the big secret's out, you know, and I'm actually very happy. Even if you guys don't like Phantasy Star or just don't really care about it in general, like, think about it. These people, these fans of Phantasy Star have been waiting for a sequel to Phantasy Star Online since the early 2000s, since like the GameCube era, and I think it was on Dreamcast too. So yeah, I mean, that's huge news. I'm very happy that it's going to be on Xbox One and also on PC. So I can't wait for everybody to dive in and jump in and play the game and just have fun in general. Really, I mean, that's one of the few biggest news out of that whole conference. And with that, they also announced a new Tales game called Tales of Arise, and also Elden Ring was announced, even though it was leaked a few hours prior, actually a day or two prior from the Microsoft conference. Yeah, those two games were announced. Damn, like, thinking about it now, Xbox is really going for the anime. Like, they really are going for the anime titties. Like, they're just announcing so many goddamn anime games. Like, last year they announced some Tales game, I forgot what it was, but and then they also had Code Vein. So they're really going for the anime titties, guys. And, you know, moving away from anime titties, they also announced Battletoads is coming back. Well, they announced it last year, but then they fully revealed what's going to be included with the new Battletoads game that is being developed with Rare and then another third-party company. Not really too excited for it, but there's Battletoads. You know, everybody's going to be happy to play that shit. Hard-ass fucking game, by the way. Battletoads was revealed, and then they also revealed Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know that's not really huge news, but I guess it is for the small group of people that play flight simulators and stuff like that. So, good job, Microsoft, I guess. But anyways, the new DBZ action RPG game was also announced at E3. I think it was called DBZ Kakarot, and it's coming soon in 2020 We don't know if it's the springtime or the holiday season, but they did say it was coming out next year. They also revealed Outer Worlds, which is coming on October 25th of this year. And alongside with Outer Worlds being revealed, they also had Ninja Theory come out and announce that they were developing a new IP, which was also leaked a few days right before the Microsoft conference. Their new IP called Bleeding Edge. It turns out to be a third-person shooter combat multiplayer co-op thing. I don't know, like I was actually expecting like a really good single-player IP from Ninja Theory, not something multiplayer related, but you know, who knows, it could be good. Could be good. But we'll have to see. But Bleeding Edge was announced, so I guess that looked cool. And then a majority of the conference just pretty much revolved around Xbox Game Pass and all that Game Pass Ultimate bullshit that I just could care less about. I mean, man, missed opportunities in this whole entire conference. They could have at least revealed maybe something, I don't know, like a new single-player IP exclusive, but instead just reveal games that we already know is going to be coming out soon, this year and maybe early next year. Wow, I'm not even joking, guys. I'm very disappointed in Microsoft. But with all that Game Pass bullshit, they also announced a lot of third-party indie games like Ori and The Will of the Wisps and shit. It finally has a release date. It's coming out on February 11, 2020, and a whole bunch of other indie games, like 12 Minutes, which actually looks pretty fucking good. It reminds me of, I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of A Way Out, just a lot more intense. And they also announced Minecraft Dungeons, which is releasing in spring 2020. They also announced something that also caught me off guard alongside with Cyberpunk 2077. I honestly thought it was a Silent Hill game, or we were getting an Alan Wake 2, a surprise drop. That would have been fucking amazing if they did that, but no. We're getting a Blair Witch game, which is releasing on August 30th. I might check that shit out. It looks pretty decent. I mean, the Blair Witch sequel that came out a few years ago sucked ass, but I'll play this game. I'll give it a try. They showed off new footage of Jedi The Fallen Order, and it looked pretty good. There were some characters that we've seen from past Star Wars movies, like from Star Wars Rogue. There was that character that was in there. I forgot what his name was, but he was in there, and then it looks pretty good. I mean, I feel pretty good for the Star Wars fans who are going to be getting this game. They're actually getting a single-player game, not some multiplayer trash microtransactions bullshit like Battlefield 1, or not Battlefield, Battlefront 1 and 2 were in the past. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. What else can you expect from Microsoft? It was fairly an average press conference. I mean, nothing spectacular, but I would have to say this is like one of the worst press conferences in the past 2 or 3 years, by far. I mean, I can't really think of a time where Microsoft just announced something that was mind-shattering. It's always been subpar, very average. If you guys liked what you've seen here so far in this video, make sure to give it a like, and also subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. And also, comment down below on what games you are excited for this year's E3 Microsoft press conference that was announced. I would love to hear your guys' comments. I mean, your thoughts about the entire press conference in general. Were you disappointed about it? Were you actually okay with what was being shown? But yeah, I'm going to end this video right here, and I'll see you guys later. Stupid Console Gamer out.